What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kruisin with Kris.
Hey Kris, you were our only friend, and I know this is belated. We love you back.
Yeah, so Hurricane Dorian, bring it on! No, I'm just kidding, don't bring it on. Don't. You could just stay out the ocean. That'd be fine with me. Yeah, so we're doing a little pre-storm ride here. This is Alan. Know y'all have never seen him, but he's on his bike, but it's nice. And his bag just moving. It's not good. So yeah, we're just doing a little pre-storm riding. We've already had one van come through, so you can tell the roads are wet. So we're back on the road. Had a little saddlebag issue, but a little bungee cord fixed that. No big deal. So yeah, like I was saying, we've called a couple of the outer band. I don't think we've called more than one yet. And I think we just caught the tip of it. But we wanted to do a little riding before it got bad. And we'll do a little storm riding. I'm gonna try to get this video out today. So yeah. You may be watching this before the storm actually hits us. Hopefully you'll be watching this before the storm actually hits us. It is windy as junk right now. Probably not even safe for us to be out here. I probably should be using two hands. But yeah, it is not so windy. Nutso, N-U-T-S-O, nutso. Probably a word you didn't even know existed until just now. But it does in the book of Kris. Anyways, so yeah, it's windy as junk. Neither one of us have windshields. Mine broke, and he's working on his. He's doing a whole bat wing and everything. Looks pretty awesome. But yeah, we're getting a little wet from the road and stuff, so my jeans, my shoes are a little wet, but that's not a big deal. But hopefully we can get back for it, like, down for us again. There's supposed to be another band after this one, or like we're in the middle of like the band breakup or whatever, however that works. But we've both been dying to get out and ride a little bit, and he worked yesterday, and my bike's been in his garage. He's let me leave it there for the hurricane because I don't have a garage. So while we've got it at his house, we'll probably go ahead and do the forks because my fork seals are beyond blown. So it may be another week or two before I can do any more videos or anything. So, but at least I'll have this one. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's still a pretty day today. It's just windy as crap, which this isn't nothing yet. I mean, they're talking sustained winds of like 40 to 60 or something. That's a lot of wind. And you know, with a sustained wind of 40 to 60, that means we'll have gusts up to 75 and 80. But it is what it is. This is not our first hurricanes brushed by like this. We had Hurricane Matthew in 2016, so 3 years ago. 2016, yeah, it was 2016. Yeah, it was pretty bad in this area. You know, we didn't have like our houses flattened or anything, but like there was trees down everywhere. It was crazy. And then I think I'm gonna use that as my thumbnail. Can you say clickbait? But yeah, we had trees down everywhere. Power was out. I think my parents lost power for like 7 or 10 days or something. Where I lived at, I was actually living with, she was my fiance at the time, her sister and her brother-in-law. They lost power for, I don't know, it was a half a week, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But my wife's family that lives on the other side of Rincon, they only lost power for like a half a day. They lost it during the night when the storm pushed through, and then they lost it for like half that day. And by dinner time, they had power back. So we're not evacuating, as you can tell. We are riding it out. We're going to do our thing. Should we evacuate? Probably. But, you know, stuff happens. We didn't really have the money at this point to just pick up and go. That's part of it. Part of it is I just didn't want to leave my house and stuff. That's a big part of it for me. I don't like just getting up and leaving. Wow, that wind just hit me out of nowhere. So yeah, kind of two big parts of it as to why we didn't evacuate. People probably think we're out crazy because we're riding in a hurricane, but whatever. Yeah, so Dorian is supposed to start making her impact on our area, like her full-blown effect, I think around like 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. or something like that. I don't know. She'll get here when she gets here. As you can tell, we got all sorts of random equipment moving in from who knows where. Absolutely love his bike. His bike has that deep, like, growl I want to get out of this one. So, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever done a video on this run here, but this run I'm doing here is a bike run that I like to do, sometimes just clear my head. I'll tell you what, I was kind of looking at this the other day. If you look at the videos, like, so the first video I did, I was all about I'll never get to my 50th video if I don't make my first video. I'll never do the 50th if I don't have my first. And so, I don't know what number this is. I'm just kind of having fun with it at this point. Man, that thing is loud. His exhaust is like pointed right at me, so. But, yeah, if you look back at my first videos, man, those things are rough. You know, I had all those audio issues to start with, and then, oh, this is a wreck. That's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, we're going straight this time. So I've got good news. So, well, it's kind of partial good news. So I got sick. I got really sick this past week. I had to take 2 days off of work last week. It was that bad. Running a fever of like 103. I didn't go to the gym but one day last week. I hadn't been able to go to the gym this week because they closed the stupid thing down. So it's been closed since Sunday, I think. They're closed until Friday. So, but I'm still trying to eat right, and you know, I've chewed a couple times, but whatever. Yeah, so I had to go to the urgent care on Thursday of last week because it was just getting too bad. I couldn't take it anymore. Like I run a fever of 100 plus for like 36 hours, and then for like 12 hours of that, it was 103. So I felt like I was dying, and so I thought I got rid of the fever, and then it come back, and so I had to go back to the urgent care. I was kind of refusing to do it for the first 3 days, and then the 4th day when I was still running fever, I was like, yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, I went to the doctor. Turns out nothing was really wrong. They couldn't, I had no flu, no strep. They couldn't figure out why I was running a fever, which didn't make any sense at all to anybody. Worried about some stomach issues, but those issues have kind of gone away now. So hopefully it wasn't those. Anyways, the good news is, when I was at the doctor, I got weighed. And I don't weigh myself. I don't even have a scale at home. I think they have one in the gym, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to weigh myself every day or every week or ever, really. If I get weighed, it's going to be at the doctor's office. And if I'm at the doctor, it's going to be for one of two reasons: because I'm sick, or because the insurance is requiring me to go for my physical checkups or whatever. So anyways, I got weighed, and I am down 15 pounds, guys. And from August 2nd to, I think it was August 30th, August 29th, August 30th, something like that. I'm down 15 pounds. 15, that is awesome. I didn't think I'd be losing weight that fast. So, now I know it probably won't stay that fast. It may, I don't know, we'll see. But, yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. What really sucks is the gym was starting to get easier. I started getting to the point where I was hating going to the gym less. I say hating, I love going to the gym, but you know, the hardest part is walking through the door. And so I was getting to the point where I wasn't dreading walking through the door. My workouts were becoming easier. Yeah, I hit 25 minutes on the cycle machine the other day, which, you know, for a guy my size and out of shape as I am, that was a huge thing. The most I'd done up to that point was 20 minutes. And before that, it was 15 minutes and breaks of 2. So I'm getting somewhere. I'm moving up. I had a really good weight workout as far as weightlifting stuff goes. And so that was Monday. Monday, I was still sick and went anyways. Tuesday, I just couldn't muster it though. But yeah, I'm finally getting to the point where the gym is becoming easier and I'm enjoying it more. And then I get sick, and then the gym closes down. So yeah, I feel like I'm going to like basically start over when I go back because I've had a 2-week break. It opens up this Friday. You can bet your bottom dollar that Friday I will be in the gym. Trying to work off all the hurricane snacks. So yeah. It's a pretty area through here. I used to live in one of these neighborhoods that we've already passed. I didn't want to show you all on camera, but I used to live in one of these neighborhoods through here. Real nice area. I like it. I like how far out it is, but I also like how centralized it is. So, you know, you're out in the middle of nowhere, but, you know, on the same token, you're 10 minutes from Rankin, you're 10 minutes from Springfield, and it's actually easier to get to Savannah from here than it is from where I live, because of Highway 21. Highway 21 blows. From here, you could just go straight out this way, catch 16, and go right into Savannah. So that's the one thing I miss about living over here, is how easy it was to get to work. What the heck's a Humvee doing out here? I don't know if that's the National Guard moving in or what that is. I know that the National Guard responds to stuff like this, but I don't know. I know that Savannah had mandatory evacuations, or Chatham County, anything east of I-95 had mandatory evacuations. We're under state of emergency. They basically do that to prevent price gouging, and so that if you know, they need state money to repair stuff, that there's less of a process because we're in the state of emergency. It makes everything a lot easier if we're in a state of emergency. When Hurricane Matthew come through, they waited till like the last minute to put us under a state of emergency, and it made things difficult. And so with when Irma come through, they put us in a state of emergency for a long. As a matter of fact, I think they put the whole state of Georgia under a state of emergency super early. This time they just put the coastal areas. Governor Kemp just put the coastal areas under state of emergency. We were in that. He expanded it today by 9 counties. For those of you not in Georgia, Georgia has like, I want to say 50 something, or it might be 70 something counties. We have a buttload of counties compared to some other states. That's one thing I just happen to remember from school. It might be 100 and something, I don't remember. We have a buttload of counties. It's ridiculous. But Georgia's a pretty big state as far as area-wise. So, but we're like the only coastal part of Georgia. So it's about from where we're at, it's coastal, all the way down to the Florida line, which you could drive in like 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's probably about an hour and a half, because I can leave my house and be in Jacksonville in like 2 hours. So, and Jacksonville's all down into Florida. So, you know, there's not a whole lot of coast in Georgia, but we do have a little bit. And if you look at the map, like curves. So we're like in the curve part. and there's that current out in the ocean that typically takes these things on out. So, and the wind, you can see the trees there. Good Lord. You hit an open field and all of a sudden you just get wind out of nowhere. So yeah, so here's some of the dangers that we have going on with this hurricane right now. Some of the dangers are, as you can tell, trees galore. We had to have trees everywhere. Trees on top of trees on top of trees. But yeah, so there's so many trees and they're so not kept. Just acres and acres and acres of trees all over the place. And so, that's a huge thing here. Like, you got these trees overhanging the highway. I guarantee you there's going to be some branches and some trees across this road right here. It doesn't take much wind and these things just start falling. So, you know, it's cool to see, like, the overhanging trees that we have. And for most of the time, it's also, you know, all the trees lining the roads. It makes for cool scenery. And, like, we're riding in Savannah, you got trees in the middle of the road and trees hanging over the highway and the roads and whatnot. It's a common thing around here. But it makes for hell when it comes to these hurricanes, because the stupid things just start blowing over and start losing branches, and then all of a sudden we can't get anywhere because trees are in the road, and then when they fall they take out power lines. So that was the big thing last time, is you couldn't get anywhere because the trees falling, and then the trees would be falling over power lines. The next big thing we had, and this happened with Hurricane Matthew, I'm not sure if it's going to happen again, but the hurricane took out the cell phone tower. And then in the process of them fixing the cell phone tower, they broke the cell phone tower worse. And so we didn't have cell phone signal in Effingham County at all for like a week. So, you know, it's one thing not to have power, but to not be able to call your family and say, hey, I survived the hurricane, I'm okay, that sucked. You know, I couldn't call my parents to see how my parents were down in Wayne County. I couldn't check on them to see if they were alive. They couldn't check on me. So, yeah, that part was scary. That was the worst part of Hurricane Matthew, the not being able to call out. We had to drive all the way to Pooler just to get cell phone signal to call out and see if somebody was okay. Because everybody in Effingham was doing that, and because Chatham County, everybody that was there was already using the cell phone signals. The internet was slow. You couldn't really like get on Facebook and check on your friends and family around. It was rough. That was the roughest part of it. You know, not having power, it's one thing. That doesn't really bother me. Because after these things come through, I don't know why, but the temperature drops down and gets cold as junk. I walked outside after Hurricane Matthew with gym shorts and a tank top and had to walk back inside and put jeans on. That's how cold it was after Hurricane Matthew. So, you know, the temperature's not really a big thing. It will heat back up quickly, but we are starting to get the cooler part of the year eventually. Supposedly it's fall right now, supposedly. But yeah, that's some of the dangers we face. Down trees, down power lines, cell phone towers being out. Flooding is a big thing. And I don't know how bad the area I'm in floods, because I hadn't lived there long enough to see the amount of rain we're about to get. I've heard varying accounts. I've seen some accounts that said 6 to 8 inches. I've seen some accounts that said a foot, and then I've seen some accounts that say we're going to get a couple inches. I don't know how much rain we're going to get. It's probably going to be a buttload though. But yeah, so now we're on Collie Kimley. This is a pretty fun road. I've never taken it on this bike. I took it on my last bike, the Goldwing. I used to like this road. But yeah, as far as flooding goes, that's going to be a big concern around here too. It has been raining non-stop for like the last 6 weeks. We have gotten so much rain. We went from being like in an extreme drought to being flooded in a matter of like a week, and it just hadn't stopped. That's how much rain we've been getting. I hadn't made a ton of videos because I can't ride because it's always raining. And the days it's not raining, I'm scared to ride because I'm afraid it's going to rain. And so it's just been raining like crazy here lately. So the ground is already super soaked. It's already at capacity for the water that it can take. And so we're about to dump potentially up to a foot of rain. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But regardless, a mess load of rain on already wet soil, that soil is not going to be able to take it, and so it's just going to flood. Not to mention, Effingham County is extremely swampy. We got swamps and creeks everywhere, and so as a matter of fact, I think there's a big creek right through here somewhere. On the other side of these trees, like kind of towards that way, in between Midland and Collickimley, where the two kind of split. If I'm not badly mistaken, I think I've been out there to it before. Anyways, so you know, we've already got water sources everywhere. I only live about 10-15 minutes from the river, Savannah River. That bad boy is going to flood, and so that's the big thing, is just where is all this water going to go? So after the hurricane, if I do any video recording, you'll be able to see places like this where we got these deep ditches. You'll just see them like completely flat. They'll be flat with the road. They were in Matthew. The water was just completely flat all the way across. That's one of the reasons, like, I'm not sure if other places have ditches the way we have ditches, but we have like these massive just trenches dug for ditches. And so that's why. It's because when rain comes through like this, it floods like crazy. I like Mr. Allen a lot. He, I believe he watches most of my videos too, so he'll probably watch this one because he knows he's going to be in it. But he broke his hand pretty bad a little while back, about 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago. He'll probably correct me. So bad he had to have surgery to put one of the bones back together. He broke both bones in his wrist completely through. One of them he shattered, one of them he broke clean. And so he just talked to him at the stop sign back here. He's hurting a little bit. So he used to have a cramp buster like I have on mine, and he lost it. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, I like Mr. Allen a lot. He's a cool guy. Helps me out a ton. It's good to have an older friend in life that has wisdom that I don't have. So, but yeah, I'll tell you one thing for sure. I ain't got to worry about speeding when I'm with him. Y'all watching my other videos, you know I'm not opposed to doing 85 and 90 through these areas. And I don't think we've gone much over 5 over. Not complaining. Sometimes it's good to just take a slow, peaceful ride. Not complaining whatsoever. So yeah, this, if I'm not badly mistaken, Hodgeville was one of the roads that they shut down last year. Or not last year, 3 years ago when Matthew come through. Because it flooded out through here. You can kind of see where it dips. I want to say this is where it flooded out. Uh-oh, keep getting on a little bit. I'm not sure about Alan's neighborhood. Alan lives like a block and a half away from me. I'm not sure what flooding looks like in his neighborhood. I'm kind of new to the neighborhood. We've only been there about 2.5 years. So I hadn't seen a huge rain event like Matthew come through. Irma didn't really do anything except knock the power out when she come through. So even that was brief. But yeah, I mean, just look at all these trees and stuff, and a lot of this brush and stuff, some of it's dead, and that stuff is the first to come down. And all these big old branches all these pine trees have, they'll twist and snap and break. Yeah, it ain't good. I got to noticing earlier, his jeans aren't as wet as mine are, and I think I know why. For one, he's been riding on highway peg, but his side of the lane is drier than my side of the lane. So yeah, this might be a longer video than I thought it was going to be. I think we're probably pushing about a half hour, but it'll be alright. I'll cut down a lot of stuff where I wasn't talking about that. I tell you what though, the Bahamas got it bad. The Bahamas got it really bad. Looking at some of the videos and stuff, man, the airport was 5 foot underwater. So people can't come and go by plane until that's solved. You know, there's people that evacuated by plane. They can't get back home to see what's going on because their airport's now a body of water. Unless they got one of those cool planes that like land on the water. That'd be interesting. Airbnb did something pretty cool that I just thought was awesome. They were allowing people to open up their houses instead of charging for the rooms and whatnot. They're allowing people who are evacuating to use their rooms for free. Giving people the option to let their houses be open for free for evacuees. I thought that was pretty awesome. We actually kind of considered doing that, but the area that we would have evacuated to, there wasn't really any availability. So we're like, we'll just ride it out. I kind of want to just ride it out anyways. The wind is picking up some. So we probably got another band moving in. Or pushing through or something, who knows. I may do some recording like outside the house when the weather gets bad. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not, but sideways rain and stuff, that's always fun. When Matthew come through, there was a lot of these houses through here that had like trees through them and all sorts of junk. It was bad. Some of the places hadn't been rebuilt. I couldn't tell you which ones haven't been, but some of the, like in this neighborhood here particularly, I think you have to go like deeper in the neighborhood, but there are still houses that have like holes where roofs used to be. So there was a house up here on the left. May have been that one. Maybe. No, we may have passed it already. Yeah, I think we passed it already. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, they had like a tree through their house. They had their whole front yard was flooded, and then they had a tree that like landed on 2 of their vehicles. That was bad. Yeah, see, like this right here. Yeah, it looks cool for video. All these overhanging trees and crap. Yeah, just wait until you can't cross this road because all these overhanging trees and limbs and crap stuff fell on the road. Feel the rain. Ooh, look at that wind. Ooh, no. This ain't nothing yet. See the flags blowing? Yeah, this ain't nothing yet. So as usual, I'm gonna cut the video somewhere in here. So I think y'all pretty well figured out at this point that I live somewhere off this road because it's usually where I cut the video. But yeah, y'all be good, y'all be safe. If y'all are in the hurricane region, y'all be safe, hold it down. If you evacuated, be careful on the roads and getting back and everything. And peace, love, and acts of grease.